Welcome to Bless Rose Tarot. Sometimes the sky speaks and sometimes the cards speak on their own. Today is one of those days. We're not exploring any transit in the sky, but we'll get into a message that you need to hear when it finds you. All right, let's get into it. All right, first card we have here is the World. This card signals completion. So cycles are closing, chapters are finishing. It could be a moment where everything that happened suddenly is making sense, maybe in hindsight. The world is the end of a journey, but endings don't always arrive quietly. Sometimes they arrive with a realization, and a realization can change how we see everything that came before it. Next card we have is the Five of Swords. So immediately this energy is shifting. The Five of Swords is conflict, misunderstandings. It could be you're having arguments or you had arguments, moments where something is said that cannot easily be taken back. But the deeper meaning of this card isn't just about fighting. It could be about like the aftermath, the moment where someone walks away, wondering if the outcome was worth the cost. Right after the World, this can say something maybe ending because lessons within the conflict have already been revealed. And then we come right into the Eight of Swords. So this is another sword. So this can be like a pattern beginning to show itself. The Eight of Swords represents feeling trapped, but not by circumstances. This could be trapped by your own thoughts. And this card is like overthinking. You're replaying conversations. You're questioning your decisions. So when this card appears after conflict, it often is saying like the mind is trying to really make sense out of what happened. But the Eight of Swords, it does always carry like a quiet truth. Like the way forward does exist. It just requires seeing a situation differently. So with these three cards laid out, it's kind of saying like the cycle's ended. There may have been conflict along the way, and now the mind is really trying to process what that all means. So next we're going to get into Temperance here, and this is like softening all this sword energy. So Temperance is like balance returning. She's healing, integration, a slow blending of emotions after this turbulence up here. And where the swords represent like mental tension, Temperance reminds us that peace, it is going to return. It could be very gradually. And we're not forcing like a resolution, but really allowing things to settle. And then something beautiful happens. The Ten of Cups. I really love this card. This card is emotional fulfillment. So joy, harmony, and a reminder that happiness is still possible even after difficult chapters. And then really to get this card here, it's saying like whatever is closing or transforming, it is not the end of your story. It is simply clearing space for a more aligned version of it. Okay, and now a new deck, same card. So an Eight of Swords again. So this is interesting. This happening again is saying that you're going back into your mind, which can tell us that there's a challenge right now. So it may not be the situation itself, but the thoughts surrounding it. So when this card is a repeat card in a spread, it's signaling a moment where you're being asked to question the narratives that you're holding on to. So not every thought becomes a truth. Not everything that you think is real. And that is important to take note of. Not all your thoughts are facts. And then the last card here is another sword. So now we're at the Seven of Swords. And this is a confirmation of the patterns that we're seeing throughout this reading. So the Seven of Swords is strategy, perception, and awareness. So it's asking us to take a step back and see situations clearly without distortion, without making assumptions. Sometimes this card can appear when something wasn't fully transparent, and other times it can appear when we ourselves are learning how to move more wisely. So what these cards are saying through this spread, it's a very clear message. It's a cycle completing. So conflict may have revealed something important. The mind may still be replaying that story, trying to really grasp it, trying to understand what happened. But healing is already underway and balance returns. And emotional fulfillment remains possible on the other side of this transition. The swords simply show that your mind is catching up to what your heart already knows. And you just need to listen to your heart over your mind in this. All right, that's what I have here for you today. Until next time, take what resonates and let the rest pass.